Tonight, we're going to cover part 1 of common misconceptions in fishing. Welcome to Tumbleweed Fly and Tackle After Hours. Go ahead. Yes! Tonight we're going to cover a couple of common misconceptions that we all have as anglers or have experienced as anglers. And this is going to be part 1 because when we started doing this, we started finding a lot of other misconceptions that we have about fishing.
We could call this life's little lessons.
So, Dave, go ahead and kick. Oh wait,
no.
Before we start tonight, we're going to do a little game that was submitted by Mike from MC Outdoors. Mike is a very prolific tiger muskie angler. He fishes all over the country for tiger muskies, and he sent us a picture of a tiger muskie that he recently caught. I think it's in Washington, but I'm not sure. And we're supposed to guess the length and guess the girth of this fish.
Yeah, his fish was caught somewhere not in New Mexico.
So
we didn't say what happens if we lose. So if we lose, he said that we would have to fish all day with the wrong hand.
Yeah.
So
I ain't got no problem with that. That's like a benefit for me.
I cast right-handed and I switch hands and I reel right-handed.
I cast right-handed and strip left.
So we're going to have to do everything opposite of what we normally do. So looking at this fish, Dave?
I'm going to say 46 by 21 because I know that Mike isn't a huge dude.
But what's your final answer?
46 by 21.
I'm going to say 47 3/4 by 23. Vangeline?
I'm going to say 47 and 30.
It is a fat fish. It's fat, dude.
Look at that gill plate.
See, what throws me off about this, and just so you guys can, when you're analyzing a picture, look how the individual's holding the fish. In this case, he's got his elbow tucked in to the top of his leg, and he's bracing his forearm on his leg. So he's not holding the fish straight out at the camera.
You can't do that with a fish.
You can't do that with a fish that big.
Like,
that's right. You have to hold it in close to your body. So, I mean, it's big fish.
You know what I look at? I look at fingers.
Yeah.
That's what I always look at. If somebody's got a fish smashed up against the camera, their fingers look very big.
Or they tuck them in.
Watch, do it. You put your hands out there. This distance from thumb to thumb might be 18 inches. But if there was a fish here, it would. Well, my arm from fingertip to elbow is 18 inches. So
1 cubit.
Yeah. You could tell by the size of the fingers, the size and spread of the fingers. That's how I look at it.
So, whoever won, Mike, that was a heck of a fish, dude.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah,
That was an
congratulations.
awesome fish.
Yeah, hats off to you. Check out his videos on MC Outdoors. So, we're going to jump into some common misconceptions. Like I said in the beginning, we're going to continue to do these throughout the year. So we'll just kick it off.
Yeah, we're gonna. This is just one of the things. There's many things that we learned throughout our fishing careers. We're gonna share some of those things with you today. Number 1 on my end is pike are not a wintertime fishery. The optimum running temperature of a pike is like anywhere from 55 to 65 degrees, sometimes even up to 70. A lot of our lakes don't even hit that. Heck, right now at Blue Water, our temperature is 71 degrees, 72 degrees during the day. That's still their optimum time for turning food into protein.
And I'll tell you from personal experience,
into mass, I guess.
I'll tell you from personal experience, all summer long I've been catching pike at Navajo.
We all have, yeah.
It's just been, and it's in the middle of summer, the dead of summer.
And even the one, and this is really more in New Mexico than anywhere else, but the one that really gets me is that people think that the Rio Grande is only a wintertime pike fishery. That is totally not the case. What you're looking for is anything under 500 CFS and nice and somewhat clear in the Rio Grande. And I'll show you a picture right now of a pike that I caught in the Rio Grande in early September of last year or the year before. It's a small guy, but that day we raked double-digit fish up there.
I haven't fished it yet.
And it's just like even Eagle Nest. Eagle Nest, you're looking at a very, very summertime fishery. We were up there for the carp tournament, and I rolled 2 pike. And the springtime is a great time. Essentially, guys that are pike fishermen fish your pike fisheries from early April to about mid-June, and you'll be surprised at how many fish you catch during the warmer time in the late spring and early summer.
So one of my common misconceptions comes from something that I hear in the shop all the time. We have a lot of big giant baits in the shop, and somebody at least 5 times a week will tell me, "Yeah, well, big bait, big fish."
You catch them on. You got fish in there that big to eat those?
Yeah.
What, you got sharks in there? Are there whales?
I'm not
killer whales out there.
On a side note, I'm not about to throw a $64 bait at a shark.
No.
So
Or a killer whale.
let me cut up something that I caught for a shark.
I think it's actually illegal to try to fish for killer whales, but
I have no desire to fish for killer whales.
but Savage
Anyway.
Gear does make a 16-inch swim bait.
Yeah, so and that's what I'm talking about. People comment on that all the time. Oh, we use this stuff on sharks. Then you're throwing money out the window.
Yeah.
You throw a $64 bait at a shark, it's toast.
$64 soft plastic.
Yeah. So anyway, my thought is that my personal opinion is that big bait equals less small fish.
That works in the trout world too.
So you start to wean off a lot of the smaller, like Essex pike, and I'm lying about that because I catch a lot of
Mid-size
little pike on big giant baits.
Well, you know what though? Big pike are like a middle of the road, like 5-6 inches. You catch some big pike on that stuff, but it depends on what time of year too.
So, but like if you're targeting 45-inch plus muskies, you want to throw 12-inch baits. Not saying that you can't catch them on a small bait because it does happen. Mm-hmm. But if you're out there fishing for that fish,
I think essentially what it is smaller lures, like especially for pike and muskie in that 4 to 6 inch range, will give you a shot at all the fish.
Yeah.
Bigger lures only give you shots at the bigger fish, but sometimes you get those little guys that eat them.
It does happen.
All right, mine is you don't have to fish the middle of the lake. A lot of people will come into the shop and they'll ask us, where should I go fish? If they're on a boat, we always tell them, cast to the shore and retrieve it back to the boat. Don't cast in the middle of the lake. You're looking for structure, you're looking for vegetation, submerged trees. Any kind of structure on the lake is where the fish are going to be.
Shallows that go into deep water, all kinds of stuff, pockets, points.
Yeah.
One thing I learned, and especially when I was guiding, is that when you're fishing from shore, you want to fish out in the middle of the current, in the deep section of the current in the river. When a guy rolls by in a drift boat, those guys are fishing the banks. And it's like, it's this opposite thing. The guys on shore want to fish in the middle, guys on the bank, or the guys in a boat want to fish on the shore.
The grass is always greener.
And I, personally, when I'm out in the boat, I just use the boat to drive around the lake so that I don't have to walk around all the crazy terrain here in New Mexico. I'm lazy.
If you ask any of us, where our favorite places to fish, it's from the shore. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have a boat. Yeah, we fish from the boat. But we really like fishing from the shore.
If I'm at Abiquiu or Navajo, I'll cover about a half a mile in a day.
I'm not saying that there's not fish in the middle of the lake. You've caught them dead center in the middle of the lake. But, your chances are higher
From casting to the shore.
Yeah. And
where the structure is where you're going to catch more of your fish rather than out in the middle of the lake.
And that has to do with where the bait fish are. The bait fish are always real close, hanging up into the rocks and real close in the shoreline. You're going to find your predatory fish right behind that.
Mm-hmm. Well, and here in New Mexico, you have to work in that first 100 feet of the shoreline because some of our lakes, like Navajo, you get 100 feet offshore, you're 300 feet deep.
Yeah.
And there's nothing that lives down there. There's not even enough oxygen to keep fish alive if they
Not
were.
freshwater.
That they were down there, yeah. Unless we had halibut in Navajo. That'd be kind of cool.
But see, I didn't know that until last year. Because I'd never fished Navajo from a boat.
Yeah.
But I'd be always, wow, trying to cast as far as I could. But I didn't know I was fishing in 300 feet of water.
When you cast out straight in front of you at Navajo, anyways, your bait just does this and comes back right back to you.
And there's some shallow spots off to the...
Yeah,
But where you fish,
when,
no.
When I went with Josh and Bo a few weeks ago, I was casting out straight in front of me, and by the time I knew it, my fly was right there,
underneath you.
right underneath the rock I was standing on. So,
This may be like something that people run over all the time, but I really think that you're more effective as an angler fishing parallel to the shore rather than perpendicular to it. And I just think it's because you cover more of the proper water. You know what I'm saying? But these are our opinions. And again, these are not set in stone. We'll learn as time goes on how to fish in 300 feet of water for freshwater
I don't know
halibut.
how to do that. I can't. When I go to a lake, you see all those smallmouth hung up around one rock. And you're like, oh, I'm going to find more rocks because that's where these are at. Yeah. That's probably the biggest piece of advice that we could give anybody. It's not no special lure. It's none of that. You find structure, you find fish.
And I have to say, like on this video itself, is that the greatest thing we can teach you is to be open to learning things.
Anyway, so
what is he doing? Blah 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 blah.
so anyway, until next time, you guys take it easy and remember to visit Mike's page. And
thanks for getting this far in the video. You guys are freaking awesome. Usually people are like, oh, 2 minutes.
This kind of setting isn't for everybody.
Let me see somebody catch a fish.
We'll do that stuff too.
Yeah, well, we got the link to Mike's video down there. So if you really want to see somebody catch some fish, there's Mike's video.
Take it easy. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
I'm stuck in my chair.